Imagine looking down from space and seeing millions of animals moving together in perfect unison. Shimmering golden clouds drifting through the sky. Dark waves of creatures rippling across the land. Long glowing trails of movement stretching across thousands of miles. This isn't science fiction, this is real-life animal migration in the United States. Every year, birds, fish, mammals, and even insects embark on epic journeys following the rhythms of nature. These migrations are so massive, so synchronized, and so breathtaking that they can actually be seen from space. Don't forget to follow us for more incredible animal facts and videos. From monarch butterflies forming golden rivers to caribou herds blanketing the tundra, these events are among the most incredible natural spectacles on Earth. Which migrations are the biggest? Which ones are so vast that even satellites in orbit can detect them? Let's dive into the 10 largest animal migrations in the US that are visible from space. 1. Monarch butterfly migration. A tiny butterfly, a 3,000-mile journey, and a migration so massive it turns the sky golden. Each fall, millions of monarch butterflies leave their summer homes in the US and Canada and begin an incredible journey south. Their destination? The forests of central Mexico, where they cluster in dense, glowing orange clouds on trees. But here's the wildest part. No single butterfly completes the migration. It takes multiple generations to make the full round trip. Each butterfly flies a part of the journey, lays eggs, and passes the mission on to its offspring. Satellites capture golden streaks drifting south, and entire forests turn orange as the butterflies cluster together in the trees. A migration so fragile yet so grand, it's truly one of nature's greatest miracles. Two. Sandhill crane migration. Imagine 500,000 cranes gathering in a single place. That's what happens every spring along Nebraska's Platte River. 500,000 plus sandhill cranes fly across the Great Plains, stopping along the Platte River to rest and refuel. From above, their flocks look like thick, dark patches along the water, forming massive clusters that stretch for miles. Why do they gather here? Because this central flyway is a critical stopover point, allowing the cranes to gain enough strength to continue their long journey. The sight is so spectacular that even satellite images pick up the dark ribbons of cranes crowding the riverbanks. 3. Caribou migration. A river of animals moving across the tundra. That's what it looks like when the porcupine caribou herd begins its 3,000-mile migration across Alaska and Canada. This is one of the longest land migrations on Earth, with over 200,000 caribou traveling together. They follow ancient routes, moving with the seasons in search of food and calving grounds. From space, their movement appears as vast, shifting patterns, like dark rivers flowing over the land. But this migration is under threat. Climate change is melting the permafrost, changing the tundra landscape and making the journey more dangerous. 4. Salmon run. Each year, millions of salmon battle against powerful river currents, leaping over waterfalls and dodging predators in a desperate push upstream. Their mission? To reach their spawning grounds, where they will lay the eggs of the next generation. This journey is so massive that satellites capture entire rivers turning red with salmon-packed waters. The Pacific Northwest rivers, from Washington to Alaska, are transformed as these fish push inland. This migration isn't just critical for salmon, it feeds the entire ecosystem, from bears and eagles to forests that rely on the nutrients they bring from the ocean. Five, snow goose migration. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing a giant swirling snowstorm of birds. That's what happens when over 1 million snow geese migrate from the Arctic to the US every winter. These flocks are so massive and tightly packed that they appear on satellite images as dense white clouds drifting across the landscape. They follow the Mississippi Flyway, a major migration route, and create one of the most breathtaking aerial spectacles in North America. Six, American bison migration. In Yellowstone, the last wild American bison still follow their ancient migration routes. Each winter, hundreds of bison leave Yellowstone National Park, searching for lower elevation grazing areas. From space, their movement appears as slow, shifting trails in the snowy landscape, carving distinct migration paths. It's a powerful reminder of North America's wild past, where millions of bison once roamed freely. Seven, bat migration. Ever seen 20 million bats take off at once? Each summer, Bracken Cave in Texas becomes home to the world's largest bat colony. Every evening, millions of bats pour out of the cave, forming a massive, swirling cloud that's so large it appears on weather radar and satellite images. The bats leave in coordinated waves, creating a spectacle that looks like dark smoke spreading across the sky. 8. Humpback whale migration. Humpback whales undertake one of the longest migrations of any mammal on Earth. Every year, they travel 5,000 miles from Alaska's cold waters to Hawaii or Mexico's tropical breeding grounds. These whales leave visible trails on satellite images, and scientists use space-based tracking to monitor their movements. 9. Horseshoe crab migration. Horseshoe crabs are ancient creatures, older than dinosaurs. Every spring, millions of them crawl onto the beaches of Delaware Bay to lay their eggs. This event is so massive that it turns entire shorelines dark, making them visible from space. It also fuels a second migration. Thousands of shorebirds flock here to feast on the eggs. 10. Tarpon migration, Florida and Gulf of Mexico. The annual tarpon migration along the Florida coast is one of the largest fish movements in U.S. waters. These massive silver fish, some weighing over 200 pounds, travel in tight schools, creating shimmering ribbons of movement visible from above. Final thoughts. Nature's greatest journeys. From butterflies painting the skies gold to bison carving trails through the snow, these migrations are some of the greatest wildlife spectacles on Earth. They have been happening for thousands of years, guided by instinct, changing seasons, and survival needs. Which of these migrations amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments.